Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Monday night's paranormal question of the day. We'll be right back right after a short intro.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Paranormal Question of the Day. We do live podcasts with live guests, live paranormal investigations as well. We do product reviews, so sit back, enjoy the channel, get popcorn, get a soda, and I'll see you soon.
Good evening, everybody, and hopefully everybody is having a good Monday. I'm glad my day is almost in the books here, but we'll end it on a good positive note. So tonight, our special guest is Nick Morehead. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me tonight.
Absolutely. Hopefully your Monday is going well and things are not so chaotic.
Just been relaxing, man. It's my days off.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
What do you do as for a job?
I'm a vendor, so I work for Coca-Cola. So I go. I have to drive to different stores. So I do a giant Walmart and I do a Safeway.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
what is Safeway? Is that like a gas station or?
Yeah, Safeway is just. It's kind of like a King Supers. It's just another different grocery store.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah.
it's more of like their chain of store for Colorado, right?
Yeah. We got like three different grocery stores out here.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay, it might be a little bit before we get people in chat, but give it time. If for those of you who are listening in the background, thank you for joining us. And like I said, we have Nick Morehead from Colorado. And so, Nick, who is Nick Morehead?
How you guys doing tonight? Um, yes, I am from Denver, Colorado. I am a paranormal investigator. I've been doing about 3 to 4 years now. Um, Let me tell you, I have seen and experienced some of the craziest things I sometimes can't explain out there, man. Like it's been a wild ride.
I can bet. Well, the paranormal can be a crazy ride. Especially with locations or residential cases, and just personally wise at your home, it could be quite hectic. Um, so what got you into the paranormal to start with? Did you have like a haunted house, or did you experience the paranormal at a certain age that kind of got you?
Very young age. I don't really like talking about it because it was really terrifying. It was that bad. Um, I know. Growing up, I have seen some weird stuff in the skies. Um, but yeah, I've always just been interested in it. Just having different experiences throughout my different years of age.
Okay. Uh, did any of the shows like prompt you to say, "Hey, I could do this"? Let's try it.
The original Ghost Hunters. Um, Maybe before Zach got all crazy, maybe like the early few seasons
Okay.
I thought were really good before he became, super Hollywood. Yeah.
Super is downplaying it a little bit, right? That's cool. I mean, it's do you feel that the shows are always like they're on par, or do you think they're like, okay, well, this is nothing compared to what I do versus what the show is, and
Oh yeah, it's nothing like when I do a location, I like to do I like to do the live feeds on Facebook so everybody can see exactly how it goes. Like, so when we get there, I'll start recording. I'll be like, okay, walk through of the house. This is what it looks like during the day. Walk through all the rooms, basement, and then when it like and then when once it gets dark, then I'll turn on all my lights on so they can see what it looks like actually, like in night vision or IR. But no, shows are what's the best word? When you're doing a
Different.
real investigation, it's a lot different from what you actually see on TV.
Yeah.
Because I've been to locations where it's like, yeah, it's super creepy and stuff. You just get those weird feelings, but nothing happens that whole night, And then maybe when you go back and review all your evidence, you're like, oh, maybe maybe you got something on your EVP recorder or something.
Right. Right. Um.
So yeah, because on TV, every episode there's always something happening. So,
Yeah.
but like I said, when you go to this, even though location it can be very haunted, it could be a quiet night that whole night.
Right. Right. Well, and two, the thing is like, okay, in a normal investigation, like we're only allowed 8, 12 hours, and some a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that TV shows run at a different schedule where the people are actually there for like a week or 2 weeks. Um, and they combine all their stuff with the editing and whatnot.
Mm.
You know, all that sort of thing. So, hey, Mimi Black,
Hey,
welcome.
what's up, Mimi?
Welcome to the show. Um, and yeah, a lot of people don't realize that all that editing stuff is they take all the bad stuff out. That they're like, oh well, we're just standing around, look at the wall, in a black room. Who wants to watch that? Um, Me personally, I'd sit there and watch that. So they just get all the good footage and then they crop it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the shows are what they are, and do you feel that they're helpful in a ways, like to show some people like equipment, or just more for like locations and like get an idea and say, okay, let's go to this location, or
Yeah, sometimes I'll watch people on how they investigate, kind of get an idea different ways besides doing it the simple basic way, with the just your simple gear.
hmm yeah,
I
I
try
feel
to
this. Go ahead.
I just try to find different ways to add stuff into our investigations.
Okay, and I use Facebook as another example of different ways to techniques to investigate. I actually kind of like Facebook Live more so than the shows. You know,
Yeah.
being interactive and sometimes you feel like you're really part of that investigation when you start asking questions. So, um, when it comes to gear wise, what kind of piece of gear did you start out with when you got into the field, and has your gear since then imploded to more stuff, kind of like how it normally does?
So, cause I know I've done research and I try to get the decent type of gear. But I started out with using uh, a recorder on my phone app, so I could record EVPs and all that. And then I slowly got a handheld camera. I have a laser grid, spirit box. Uh, what else do I have? Oh, I actually just bought a Tesla coil.
Very good.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are
and
fun.
yeah, and I got a good decent EVP recorder too.
Well, what is your ideal, like a decent EVP recorder? Do you feel like $40, $50, or do you think like, well, I've seen this I like for 400, I'll go for that one.
Honestly, I got a good decent one that's think it was like 60, $80. I've got some really good EVPs on them.
Yeah, yeah. And I always tell people it's like, yeah, you like the bigger expensive stuff, but sometimes, you get the better stuff on the less expensive stuff.
Still catching stuff.
Right, right. I mean, you get the 500 one next to the 600 or $60 one, and the $60 one catches what the 500 doesn't. You know, so definitely agree with you on that one. How do you like your laser grid? Is it the GS2 or is it just a?
I just got we actually had the GS2, but when we were at the Selly's house, when I was recording live, I had it set up at the top of the stairs because that's where they say everybody sees shadows.
Mhm.
So when I was recording, I actually saw a shadow figure, but it didn't turn out good. But now I actually bought the cheap green laser grid, and man, that thing is amazing.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I like those cheap ones. I mean, the green ones really shine up really nice. Especially the ones with the clicky instead of like you got to hold it down.
Yeah.
So those I do like because they last a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to what the pen style from Ghost Stop that only lasts like less than an hour.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those are good though, absolutely good. Um, so when you go into a location, what kind of research do you do beforehand? Do you do it beforehand, or do you kind of just go in there cold and do all of it afterwards?
I usually do it before I go in, just so I can get an idea of the building and just brief up on the history.
Okay. Do you
Just
usually
so I can
find?
get, just so I kind of get an idea and like kind of know what I'm walking into, especially at like the names, just to make sure what spirits are all there. So if there's a name that came up, I'll be like, oh, I remember that name.
Yeah. Do you ever find like you get more stuff than you bargain for, and when you go into it after researching, that you find end up getting more stuff, or is it more afterwards where he's like, oh, okay, now this makes sense that this goes with this.
I've had both. There's been a few times where I didn't do research and I still got some really good stuff.
Okay, that makes sense though. It does make sense. I usually don't do any researching before the building, um, just generally because I want to see what my stuff picks up. And then I kind of go afterwards for researching stuff like that, and you know, it's just kind of how it all folds up. But I do bet both of it every once in a while. So, all right, we have Douglas's Adventures. Welcome. How you doing?
Welcome, welcome, everybody.
So, um, so how many locations would you say you've done like inside versus outside? Quite a bit.
Yeah, I've done more inside Corral. I've probably only done one or two locations outside of Colorado. I
Okay.
was in Kansas. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so how do you start out your investigations? Like once you get there, like do you say, okay, you set this here, you set that there, you kind of spread out your team a little bit? Um,
Well, what I'll do, yeah. So when we get there, so what I'll do is I'll kind of just walk. I like to just walk around and get a feel of the building first. I won't ask questions. I'll just kind of start recording, just maybe see if they come out to me, see if they want to talk. But that's what I'll usually do to start off first. I'll just walk around just to kind of get a feel of it first.
okay. Okay. And outdoor investigation, how do you treat that differently versus being inside of a location?
Ooh, definitely on outside. I'm definitely a lot more alert with my surroundings. That's definitely for sure. Definitely a lot more alert on my senses too.
Okay. Okay. Do you use psychic mediums on your investigations, or how do you feel about that?
We do have one. I've never been, honestly, people can hate me for it, but I know there's a very good few ones, but I've never really been big fans of psychic mediums.
Okay.
I know it's just yeah.
Well, and it all depends too. I mean, it's. I would think it goes by location too. Like
Yeah.
where you are in the states. Where they're more prevalent for psychic mediumship and stuff like that. Um, I do believe that they're helpful. I know quite a few, so um, they're helpful in a way of like getting you out of danger sometimes, or feel like hey, that room is like you don't want to go in there. They feel oppressed. They don't want you in there. They don't want anybody in there, and that kind of can help save yourself for getting attachments or something to go wrong. Um, that sort of aspect I like with the psychic medium. Uh-oh, we lost Mr. Nick. So we'll wait for Nick to pop back on. Other than that, I hope everybody is doing having a good Monday. Um, hopefully, he can come back on. Hopefully, his internet did not go shoddy. Um, so other than that, what y'all doing this weekend? Coming up weekend, week, however you want to put it. Um, this is the second to last show of the year, and I have one more remaining on the 21st, and then we're gonna call it for a year, so to speak. Um, other than that, pardon me. Make sure we're still live. Oh, there we go.
Oh, so sorry. I have no idea what just happened.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. I just kind of figured maybe either touched the button or the internet just went poop.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I was like, oh no. All right.
That's okay. It happens. That's hey, we're live. This is what happens, right?
All right. Back.
So, but yeah, far like I said, with psychic mediums, yes and no to that. I did have one on my team, and I end up letting that person go because they were uh, breaking a lot of my rules on the team. So, um, you know, so that's kind of what happened with that. But, um, so what would you say the paranormal field is at this point? Do you feel that things are going in the right direction, or do you think things need to be cleaned up a little bit? And if they do, what do you feel that needs to be cleaned up?
Definitely. I will definitely say the number one is like everybody says, not everything is a demon. I will tell you that. It is not a demon, trust me. They just want they're just trying to get your attention. And sometimes if that means just trying to get a little scratch, that doesn't mean it's a demon. They're just trying to say, hey, I'm here. They just
That's
want to, be known.
right, right. I like that answer. I like that answer. And it's the truth, though, too. Um, and
They just have different ways of showing themselves.
do you feel like when you go to a location, it's like all about your vibe and what you're bringing into a location? Like if you're going there to look for exactly for that purpose, you're gonna find it, or do you feel that it will happen when it wants to happen?
Honestly, it'll just happen when it wants to happen. Because there was one time, it was actually for my birthday. We were down in Florence, Colorado, called St. Joseph Manor. Um, three of us were all down in the basement, and we were in the hallway. and there was a X-ray room that we were next to, and just out of nowhere, we were standing quiet, and it just freaked us all out. We just heard a disembodied voice of a little child, of a boy,
Hmm.
just all like we were just all in shock. We were just like, "What the heck just happened?"
Right, right. Do you find it more freaky than anything else when you catch little kids on the recorder?
Oh, yeah. Oh God, yes. That's probably got to be the most freakiest. Is definitely kids.
Do you ever get any pranksters that like to do stuff to you, or mimic spirits that mimic your voice?
Definitely have not had any of those yet. No.
Okay, okay. Well, you definitely want to come to Iowa. We were just at a location, Edinburgh Manor. I was with Small Town Paranormal, and that whole weekend was filled with mimic spirits, mimicking our voices, disembodied voices. It was
Oh,
actually
that'd be
quite,
so freaky.
yeah, it's quite nutty. We were there for 2 nights, and the second night definitely bumped up a lot more than it did the first night, but both nights were active. And speaking of nights, do you prefer one night or 2 nights? What is your feeling?
It just depends on how much the location is. If it's cheap, we'll most likely do 2 days.
Okay. I think so too, because I think after doing Edinburgh, doing 2 nights in there, that to me was a big difference because it's like not only you get like 72 hours to be in that location, uh, but it's like they get to know you a lot more better than just versus the 8 hours that you're there. So definitely agree with that. Um, So, let's get into cryptids. Do you have any favorite cryptids that you like to explore? Are you into Bigfoot or like
Like
Krampus?
my favorite ones are definitely probably the Skinwalker and the Wendigos. I also like Bigfoot, Mothman, aliens. I like yeah.
So, what would you think is the biggest in Colorado? Do you think it's more so aliens than anything else? Because that's kind of what I heard. It like the
Oh
alien.
man, dude, it's a mix of everything. There's been sightings of Bigfoot. There's lots of activity of UFOs down in southern Colorado. Um, Definitely lots of paranormal out here. Um, I mean, everything. There's possible skinwalkers definitely out here that definitely have probably seen at one of our spots that we always go to.
Do they shapeshift into anything else, or is it just kind of stay the way it is? Because I heard they're kind of like shapeshifters.
They are shapeshifters, but I, to be honest, dude, if I would have people to come out here because some of the stuff that we have seen is just unexplainable. We can It's just so hard to explain. It's just like you just scratch your head. You're like, yeah, I don't know how to explain. Like our last experience that we were just out there, we actually took our friend Mimi. Um, it was right before we were about to leave. Um, we heard an owl out in the trees, and then right after that, we heard this creepy human voice right after it.
Mm,
And this place is out in the middle of nowhere.
right, right. Oh, you got a lot of wood coverage out there in Colorado though too.
Yeah.
So um, the now with Bigfoot, see, I'm not a very big Bigfoot believer. But what sightings have you heard of out there that you know that Bigfoot's been out there and stuff like that? Or do you actually go out and try and find Bigfoot or look for sightings for Bigfoot?
I haven't yet, but the latest sighting that we had was uh down south where all the people saw Bigfoot on the train. Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know. That was. I don't know. That one's. That's an iffy one. That one's kind of. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, they always say when Bigfoot's around, then aliens are around too. Do you believe that's the same thing there too?
Hmm.
I mean, at the same time.
I don't know about that one, man. That's a hard one. I don't know. I mean,
Okay.
people do say they do disappear. So, but I don't know, man. I've never seen one, so it's hard to say what the truth is.
Okay. Okay. That's a an acceptable answer because I agree with that because it's like there is saying that how fast Bigfoot moves and how he kind of disappears real fast. Um, I feel like he's more of a an alien format versus a creature format.
Yeah.
I've heard they had families. Which is kind of weird when you talk about Bigfoot. That Bigfoot has a family. Uh,
Right.
but I've heard a lot of that stuff that there's families more down south. Um, I'm like, I just it's so much there that like how could you believe it, But people have their ways of talking about it. Um, Now the other thing I wanted to bring up. Okay, so you got a big time um, airport out there. Okay,
Yeah.
the Denver International Airport. From what I understand, there is a bunker down below that. I heard.
That's what they say. I've never seen it.
Okay, you haven't like gone and said, "Hey, can I see what's down below?" I suppose the military clearance, you got to get down to the basement, I suppose, or to the
Yeah.
bunker. But yeah, that's one of those things I kind of hear. I'm like, I'm waiting for, see if what you said about it, and then but obviously
Um,
those classified probably.
Another cool, interesting about DIA too. If you take a aerial view of it, the runways are in the shape of a swastika.
Oh, geez,
Yeah,
well, that's kind of funky.
yeah, and then there's like a bunch of hidden images like throughout the paintings, throughout the airport, and all that, like the Illuminati and stuff like that, stuff like that.
Wow, I think those people had way too much air there, because the air is kind of high altitude out there, isn't it?
Yeah,
So I mean, they call it for a mile high, saying for a
yeah,
reason, but
nothing. 5280.
right, right. So, um, So let's get into scrying mirrors. Have you ever done any scrying mirrors before? Is that something you want to try? Is that something you don't want to try? What are your thoughts on
I've
scrying mirrors?
I've seen a few groups do it, and I've been kind of interested in wanting to kind of learn on how to do it because it looks very interesting.
Yeah, um, there's lots go into it. I'm interested too. I kind of want to see how weird my face gets into a mirror. Um, but some say your face moves when your face is actually not moving, or uh, figures are behind you, or something like that. Do you believe that mirrors are like portals? What are your views on portals?
I think mirrors can definitely be used as portals. Kind of like if something bad happens, that I think that image can just be imprinted onto that mirror, and it can just kind of like a doll where it can have an attachment.
Hmm.
Like I think they can just somehow. I don't know. I think they can just travel somehow through mirrors.
That'd be interesting. From go to one location to another location.
Yeah.
Um, so Yeah, it's interesting. Now, in with um, vortexes, like portals, vortexes, and stuff like that. Do you believe that there's a time for as much as them to be opened and how long they stay open? I've heard that they only have a so long period of being open, but there's also a big boom that comes with it. Have you heard anything like that before?
I haven't, honestly. I've never really seen or captured like anything about like portals or anything, so I couldn't really give you too much on that topic, man.
Okay, oh, that's fine. Um, What is your top five locations that you've been to, and which one do you like the most?
Ooh, definitely my number one, probably Third Bridge. Two, the Abbey. Number three, I would say ooh, Cripple Creek Prison. Number four would be the Canyon City Prison Museum. And then five would be Central City Cemetery.
Okay. Um, so I know before the show we were talking about cemeteries and stuff like that. How do you feel about investigating cemeteries? Do you feel that every cemetery is haunted? Do you feel that there's like they all have their own little feel and that they're not always haunted? And plus, the other part of that question is you have multiple different religions for cemetery wise, like Catholic and Lutheran, and like a regular cemetery. Do you feel when you go into them, are they different aspects, ways of how they feel?
Oh yeah, most definitely. When we investigate cemeteries, we definitely go in there with the utmost respect. Um, I tell everybody, make sure just be careful where you're watching, because there's just graves everywhere. So you just got to be careful because they were once people just like us. But yeah, we always go up there to all the cemeteries with respect. Um, I think they can be haunted, but a lot of times I think a lot of the spirits just want to be at peace sometimes. I think they just like to watch investigators. I think that's why they don't interact all the time because they're just want to watch you. They're just trying to get, I guess, a feel of what you're doing.
Yeah, I hear. Sorry, I hear that as well. Cemeteries, they're unique to me. I like looking at the headstones and how different and how unique the headstones can be. And then
Especially
as
like the history, like because all the cemeteries that we do out here,
mhm.
they're old mining towns from like the 1800.
Hey, Amy. Yeah. Now, do you feel that's there when it's in the 1800s? Do you feel it's more active versus like uh, the mid 1900s, 2000s?
Honestly, it's been both. There's been nights where, like I said, I've gone up there where it's been active, and then other nights where it's just been, just super quiet.
No. Yeah, I've experienced that too with the quiet cemetery. It's kind of like you just want to sit there and just kind of, let it
Just
all
let them
sit in.
talk.
What's that?
Yeah. Just kind of let them come to you and talk to you.
Correct, correct. Um, so let's get into urban legends. Do you have some urban legends out there by you? And do you like investigating urban legends? Do you feel it's exciting? Kind of breaks up the investigations a little bit?
The only urban legend that I have found out here, um, there's actually supposedly a vampire buried out here in one of the cemeteries, and a tree actually grows out from his chest.
Hmm, that's interesting.
Yeah, but one of these days, once it warm starts to get warm, so probably next spring, probably we're gonna go out there and definitely check it out.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Let me know how that goes. I'm very interested in urban legends. I just did one not too long ago, and that was quite interesting. But each state is different when it goes to urban legends and stuff like that, and that's why I find them so intriguing. And one of them too is like the mysterious steps in the woods. Have you read up on that a little bit on what the mysterious steps in the woods are
I
about?
haven't heard that one before. I don't think I've even heard that one before.
Okay. So the mysterious steps in the woods, that is where you kind of got to walk like, and it's far, and I understand why this doesn't get really examined as much as it should because it's very toxic. Um, but if you walk like 5 miles into the woods, which I know 5 miles is a long way, um, but you'll come across a set of stairs, they say, kind of like they call it the stairway to heaven type deal. Um, and what they say is not to walk up the stairs because if you get to the top, they say that you all of a sudden you disappear and you're like, you find that person that's like 5 miles out, like find them dead.
Oh hell no, that's freaky.
Yeah. It could show up anywhere, any given time. Doesn't matter, what state it is, what country it is. It's just one of those weird uh, things about the woods, kind of like the Blair Witch in a way.
Yeah, yeah, that's freaky, man.
But it's something I'm willing to do. I know of a place that I could walk the 5 miles. I've already done 10-mile walking, so I know I can handle it. But but I just I think what I would do is I would probably take pictures, but I don't think I would ever venture even go on a step, even one. Um, I don't
Oh
know.
no, I wouldn't even touch those stairs. I'd be like, nope. I see the stairs. I turn around, man. I'd be like, nope.
Get yourself lost like you're in the woods. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things I like to bring up because I think they're fun, and it just for me it's a way to break up stuff every once in a while. Um, do you have any books that influence you on investigating or helps you with your investigations type wise?
Well, when I first started out, I just got like just a basic book on just like basic investigations on how to do like investigations and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big is your team that you have?
So with this new team, our pair wolves, there's just two of us, me and Douglas Crowolf. Then
Okay.
my other team, the paranormal spirit trackers, there's about 5 to 6 of us.
Okay. Do you guys collab and stuff? Or is it just kind of
I've been
guys?
wanting to collab, but this year has just been kind of crappy for me.
Hmm.
So that's why I haven't done any like really big investigations. That's why it's just been mini ones here and there.
Yeah. Well, and we
But
all
definitely next year I'm gonna come back harder. So I definitely want to get back out to probably like Kansas again.
oh yeah. It's kind of fun if you get out to Kansas and you run into a tornado. I'd be like, okay, investigation over. I'm gonna watch this for a while. I'm a big tornado guy, so um, yeah. If you find a location that you feel that like names would be very prominent and very helpful if someone did a research on that location that you really love to go to and like have multiple deaths or whatever, uh Tori Westhoff, she is very good at doing that for locations and stuff like that. So, um, McIntyre Villa, yep, in Kansas, yep,
Yeah,
McIntyre
that's
Villa,
an awesome place. Definitely was there last summer. Amazing.
yeah, Stephanie's cool.
Just yeah, Stephanie's awesome.
So, what did you all get at that location?
Oh man, we got a bunch of EVPs. Even just during the walkthrough, we were hearing footsteps and all that. We were even hearing a few disembodied voices. And
Okay.
then that next night, that Sunday night, we did the Sally's house. That's when I saw the shadow figure at the top of the stairs.
Now, do you feel that Sally's house is that like a mixed location, or do you feel that's really haunted like they say it is? Because I get kind of get mixed reviews about it.
Honestly, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think some of the information on that place has been so twisted. I definitely get mixed feelings. I didn't feel like it was very scary and demonic or evil like they all said it was. I didn't feel nothing. I even went down in the basement. I didn't feel nothing evil or demonic. I would know that feeling because of my experience when I was little,
Hmm.
but not even close to anything scary. Um, you could definitely feel that there was something in the house, but it definitely not like how they say it is, that it was evil. Like when we first started the investigation, me and another guy went in because we've heard the rumors that the spirit didn't like men. So we were just sitting in the dark without all the lights. We kept telling it. We kind of provoked it a little, be like, "Hey, come scratch us." We didn't get no weird vibes. Nothing. It didn't. Like I said, didn't even feel evil or how they exaggerated like it to be.
Yeah. So, do you feel provoking in a certain? Is it more tactful, or do you feel like you need to provoke to get things going, or is that something that's not
Honestly,
always?
when I provoke, I don't. I take it to a certain level, not too crazy, not like a Zach Baggins. I'll just provoke to like a simple level, not like I won't scream at them. Like I said, I always keep it respectful. But sometimes you just gotta poke the bear to get something going.
Okay. Yeah, you're the first person that I've talked to that's actively provokes a little bit. A lot of people are afraid to provoke, and reason so to be afraid to provoke because you don't know what you're going to get the other end of it. Um, I feel when the time is right to provoke, I will a little bit, but nothing too hardcore. Kind of like same thing, respect, tactfully do it. Um, my whole give thing is like, and sometimes I do ask the people that are in the room with me is, hey, do you feel like being touched? And like, hey, why don't you tug on his ear or tug on his hair or pull on his shirt a little bit, Um, I always have to do it because there are some people out there that don't really want to be touched at all. Um,
You see, that's just like me. I want to experience that feeling that people, when people go in there and they say, "Oh yeah, I've been touched on here." That's the kind of experience I want to try and get. Be like, all right, I want to feel what you feel. I want to feel. Come touch me.
right, right. And I get that. Totally get that because you're paying your money to be there. You want something to happen, but we all know that.
It
Uh,
never happens all the time.
right. A lot of times a place can be a bust for the night,
Hmm.
But that's the danger that we walk into when we go to these locations. Um, so yeah, what is your I should say bucket list? Do you have a bucket list yet?
I do. Ooh, my number one location, if people know me, my number one location, if I could, would be Chernobyl.
What's that one?
Uh, it was that nuclear power plant in Ukraine that exploded.
Okay.
It's literally an abandoned ghost town. Like, yeah, and like when everything exploded, like it rained ashes, so like people started like getting deformed and all that. And like when people were having babies, the babies were coming out all deformed.
Oh, jeez.
The
That's
animals were starting to change and all that. Yeah, it's definitely a creepy place.
I'd say. I don't know if I could handle something like that. To be quite honest, I'd be too creeped out.
My number two would be it's gonna be in general Asia. All those creepy places out in the middle of the jungle.
Mm, interesting. You're going for the big spots.
Yeah. Number three would be the uh, that big hospital in Germany.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's called. It's a huge uh, hospital.
Hmm.
Number four would be Dracula's castle,
There you go.
and then number five, uh, ooh, Island of what is it? Island of Lost Dolls.
Oh God, no thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will have to check that out, Amy. Thank you. No thanks. You could keep that one. I'm not a big fan of that stuff. I punt all that dolls that I can punt. But Pavelia Island, I think is was it one of them you were gonna say too?
I think so.
Is that the one where that Zach was? I think that's all like I believe that's up by Italy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's another creepy one too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's those locations are very suitable locations. What are your feelings that I always bring up like the Vatican? Do you think you ever want to go investigate the Vatican?
That'd be very interesting. Um, I'm not sure if it's haunted or not, but who knows? But yeah, I think that'd be a cool place to definitely investigate.
I think so. I definitely would like to go there. I mean, think about throughout the years with all the exorcisms and people coming back to the Vatican, reporting back about the exorcism, stuff like that. I think they bring a lot of stuff back there and they're hiding it.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see what they actually do have on files.
Right, right. That'd be very, very cool. Um, do you get into any of the like the horror movies or paranormal movies? And if so, what are your favorite ones?
My favorite horror movies are actually A Nightmare on Elm Street. Uh, actually, this weekend I'm actually going to Mad Horror Con, so I get to go meet Robert England and all that.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah. The paranormal movies, they were all right. Wasn't too big a fan of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you do it. You kind of don't get into it as much. Um, I kind of look at Insidious in a way. Now, Insidious to me is like kind of a sleeper when they start talking about like the further and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about the further? And they get into some different topics in that, and I find it very intriguing. And can it actually happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um, have you ever had sleep paralysis?
I have not.
You have not. Okay. Um, so what are your feelings about the Tesla coils? Do you feel that the Tesla coils, not testicles, but Tesla coils, uh, do you feel that it ramps up the location, or do you feel that it kind of gives it a like a smooth build?
I'm not not too sure. I haven't been to a building yet because our location that we like to go to is outside. So I haven't been able to plug it in and use it yet. But once I can get something planned for a building, then I'm gonna definitely use it to give it a test run to see how good it works.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I have a few of them. I have two tabletop ones, and then I have a portable one that kind of looks like a gun in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like the portable one, but what I find out is if you have a REM pod that's sitting out, it will trigger the REM pod.
Okay.
So just one of those things you might want to be careful of when you start using it. So if you see it going off or the K2 goes off, you might want to step back a little bit further.
All right.
Um, let's see what we got here. We're getting close to the top of the hour, I believe. Yep, we're gonna get close to the top of the hour here. Good show so far. Good show. Um, so I got a few fun questions for you.
All right.
So these are just kind of like anything goes. This is, like I said, parental advisory. So you can say whatever you want to say. Just don't be racist. That's all I care about. Um, so what is the most, what is one object in the whole world, one object in the whole world that you never want to be haunted?
Ooh. One object.
Can be anything.
I'd probably say creepy. I'd have to say Robert the doll,
Ugh. Yeah. No, thank you.
or maybe that, or Peggy the doll.
Yeah, I don't want either one of those. Um, yeah, most people, let's see, they go for like they don't want their toilet to be haunted. Um, they don't want their phone or car to be haunted. um, I had one real funny one that was brought up actually on our radio podcast,
Right,
and this
where
was
they're haunted.
yeah, right, toothbrush. Uh, Someone was mentioning that it just flew right out of her mouth. She said that she didn't want her butt plug to be haunted. And I'm like, are you sure you want to stick with that answer?
Damn.
I mean, that was like okay, that was like instantaneously, like you had no thinking involved. You just came out with that. So it's like okay,
Oh shit. That's funny. Damn. That's ballsy to say that.
yeah. And on the flip side of that question, what is one object in the whole world that you would like to be haunted?
Ooh. Um. Hmm. Ooh, that's a good one. I have. Oh. So what do I have? How about my creepy Living Dead dolls?
You live in- no, no, no. I'd rather have my car be haunted, so it can drive me everywhere I want to go.
Yeah, literally my whole apartment is just full of horror stuff, so it wouldn't really matter. So I'd either be like Living Dead dolls or Freddy Krueger.
I can hear that. I can hear that. And the last one, bonus, is what's one object in the whole world that you never want to hold?
Ooh, Annabelle.
Yep. I don't want to. I don't care to hold that thing either. Um, Some people say it's not haunted. Some people say it is, but it's like I don't know. There's so much stuff on it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, some say they don't want to hold stuff that was from the Holocaust.
Oh, that'd be freaky.
I will even go as far as saying that there are people that when I used to be at the oh yeah, Divot Box, yep. Far as saying that they never want to hold it and that ging knife that they used. Because it's just so much stuff is on it.
Oh, I've heard something about that. About his
Yeah.
knife.
Yeah, his knife holds a lot of stuff. I mean, I've seen it literally jump on people's hands. I've seen it where it's changed people's personalities. It did to me, and I didn't even realize it.
Damn.
So it really grabs hold of people sometimes when they're not thinking about it. But so that's about as far as I would go with that. Annabelle, yes, I would not hold that either. I don't know if I'd even be comfortable being in the same room with it. I know it travels. You know, he takes it everywhere into different locations. But
Yeah.
do you think like so that that's a good idea to take it to different locations?
No, honestly, I wouldn't, because it could definitely attract. You never know what type of spirits it'll attract. Especially if there's something is strong and evil in there,
Mm-hmm.
it can definitely attract other spirits to it.
Right. Do you think they all have one party and gang up on the people they're investigating?
They do something.
Yeah, I would say. What about Zach Bagans Museum? Have you ever been there yet?
I have not. I've actually want to go there just so I can experience and get my feel of the place. Because I've heard a lot of people say that yeah, stuff is haunted, but then there's the very few that say nothing does happen. So I I definitely want to go just so I can see the hype about it.
Right, right. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I'm not very big on the guy, so I don't know if I want to give him any more money. It's very interesting, Amy said. So she's been to it. So
I
uh,
definitely one item I definitely like to see though. We like to see is the Bella Lugosi mirror.
oh yeah, yeah. Um, that'd be interesting. And I find it kind of funny how he gets all those pieces of haunted stuff. I mean, like, how much does he pay for that stuff? I heard he gets a lot of stuff from auction. Um, how do you feel about that?
Mm, I don't know. It turned it out because he says that he gets them from like auctions or like estate sales and all that. So I'm not too sure.
Okay, the mirror was cool. Amy said. So what's the thing behind the mirror? Does it actually like does it like give off like different vibes, like a different personality of yourself, or is it more of like what's the deal with the Bela Lugosi mirror?
I'm not. I think the rumors are like it's supposed to like. I'm not sure. Like I'm not too sure. Like see like I've heard people have seen like their future or like people have seen like their faces like get all distorted and stuff. I've heard different stories about it.
Okay,
I've also heard that people have seen black shadow figures come out of it too.
yeah, that's not fun.
Yeah,
That's not fun.
yeah.
Um, interesting, interesting. So we're getting to the top of the hour here. So do you have anything coming up that you want to tell people about what's going on, or not much till next year?
Probably not much till next year. Nothing big. Like I said, right now it's just a bunch of little mini investigations here and there. This year is just kind of capped on a bunch of us, so we're
Yeah.
just, right now taking care of what we need to do, and then, like I said, I'm going to come back strong. Coming this spring and summer, I'll have probably a bunch of big places planned. Like one of the places one that I'm really looking to do is hopefully to get into here in Colorado is called the Phoenix Mine.
Okay. What's with that?
It's a haunted mine down in the mountains. Um, People have seen figures or in shadows and different like apparitions of like old time miners. People have seen lights that look like headlamps or like the old school like fire lamps. People miner. It's still actually a majority of the mine is closed, but then there's part of the mine that actually is still functioning today,
Oh,
and miners are still experiencing stuff down there. Like people have said they've like Tommy knockers, um, like yeah, just from everything, just seeing all types of old time miners down there.
okay. Wow, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I would do coming across old time miners. Like, hey, did you find some gold? What'd you do? How come you're still down here? you know. Um, Amy said that the mirror is because he dabbled into the occult.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. So yeah, this has been a pretty good interview. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Well, thank you. It was an honor. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I usually like to have the guest give like a piece of advice to those that are watching or listening. And what would your advice be in the paranormal field?
Like I said, I keep it simple. Just be real. Just keep everything truthful. Not everything's a demon. What you see on TV is not always going to happen. Like I tell people, when you go on investigations, it's literally like fishing. It could be, like I said, it could be a very haunted location, but it could be one night it could be very active, and then another night could just be complete dead silent.
Yeah,
Or you could just get a few noises here and there, and just still, yeah, still be a dead night.
right. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And yes, everybody, please give Nick Morehead a follow. And definitely, jump on his lives and get to know them a little bit more. Like you said, he likes listening to people watching different techniques and stuff like that. So you can learn some stuff what he does and maybe apply it on your investigations. So
If anybody's interested coming out to Colorado, come out. Just show me different ways on how to investigate besides simple basic ways. I'm always willing. I'm willing to learn. I'm passionate about wanting to be in this field. I don't do any of the drama. We keep it real, 100 out here in Colorado.
absolutely.
But yeah.
Before we go, how can the people get a hold of you?
Um, on Facebook, either through my regular Facebook, Nick Morehead, or my two team pages, Parawolf, Paranormal, or just Parawolf, and then Paranormal Spirit Trackers.
Awesome. Good deal. All right, folks. So tonight, like I said, it is the second to last episode of the year. I'm going to take a little bit of a break, a hiatus. Feel like I just need to do it and get, settle down a little bit. And yeah, I thank you, Nick, for being on tonight. And
Thank you for having me.
Look forward to seeing you on the lives again and seeing how things go. And definitely let me know about the urban legend stuff and how that goes.
Definitely,
Um,
I'll definitely let you know more about that one.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, thanks for everybody joining us tonight and for being in chat. I greatly appreciate you guys being in chat, or if just listening in the background, it also means a lot for us too. And remember to follow us on the Paranormal Brew and BB3 TV networks. Also, if you do not have Facebook, you can follow us on YouTube at MGS Paranormal on YouTube, MGS Paranormal 4258 to be exact. And then Paranormal Brew and BB3 TV are also on YouTube as well. So for that, I bid you all adieu. That's Nick, and I'm Darren.
Thank
So
you.
long,
Have a good
everybody.
night. Thank you.